Exposition in Chicago, Illinois. How you doing? We've got a couple of things we'd like to show you today. Some airplanes like the Switch, 2 airplanes in one. Kind of a revolutionary idea, we believe. Here is the Switch over here, and it's high wing and it's low wing configuration. All brushless, 2.4 gigahertz, ready for the novice and able to be switched into the low wing configuration for aerobatic sport fun. Other things from the Fly Zone line. We have the new Cessna Corvallis, which will be coming out before you know it. It's in a select scale, very nice airplane we have there. And then we're very happy about the realistic detail of the Piper Super Cub. We also have a couple of other things that have been real hits this year in our micro line. We have the Playmate, and its brother, as I like to call it, the Albatross. Electronics. We have the whole Life Source line of lithium ferrite products here, starting with the newest line is the charger for lithium ferrite batteries, and then here is the complete line of the Life Source batteries, anything from a pack for your radio gear all the way up to receiver packs for various applications. Also, we have in the Electrifly line here our rim fire motors. You can see that we've got them in all shapes and sizes, anywhere from the 250 through the whole line all the way up to the big bad 65cc equivalent. Then we also have a series of things here from Electrify Electronics, things from like the Cell Match, which is a LiPo voltage meter and balancer that'll be coming out later this year. We have the Electrify Triton EQ and the Triton 2 EQ, built-in balancing LiPo chargers. They'll handle every battery that's out there on the market. Anything from the speedy rifle, 90-mile-an-hour thrill ride. We're going to have this beautiful Yak 55 that'll be coming out M series later in the year. It is very sleek, the Evader Jet. Get a little pilot too. And then we have anything from the slow flying Flylight, which could be a very nice indoor flyer, very slow flying characteristics. We have things that have come out this year like the Cirrus Turbo, which we all would agree is a very, very handsome plane, the Cirrus being the Cadillac of private aircraft. All right, now let's take a look at the Cox lineup. And here's a couple of offerings from Cox. As we all know, Cox has been out of the game a while, but with the acquisition of Estee's Cox line, we have things like the Sky Ranger, some micros, Extra 300. It's going to be in that line as well. Okay, so those are some of the nice airplanes that we have. We'd like to introduce you to Steve Califf, and he'll take you through some of our Futaba and RealFly G55. Take care.
All right, folks, let's come on over and take a look at Futaba's brand new flybarless system. This is the CGY 750, brand new, shown in Tokyo last weekend, and this is our first showing of it in the United States. This is probably the most incredible flybarless system on the market right now. S-Bus capable, so everything is done at a very high processing rate. 3-axis gyro built in, governor built in. You plug this thing in with the S-Bus system, a lot fewer connections than it would be with a normal flybarless system. Now we've got at least 3 team pilots out there currently flying this system, doing our prototype testing for us in the US, and they're reporting that it is absolutely awesome. Often with a flybarless system you have a feel like you're connected to your helicopter with a computer. The CGY 750 does not give you that impression. It gives you a very connected feel, very natural feel. It hovers more stably than most flybarred systems, so it is an absolutely revolutionary flybarless system. We'll be coming right after the first of the year. Again, it's S-Bus capable, and we'll also have a converter box if you don't have an S-Bus system. You'll have that little converter box that will allow you to use any receiver with it. Now, of course, we also have some 3 brand new high voltage servos. These are all brushless servos, for anywhere from 100 ounces all the way up to 430 ounces of torque. So going to be very popular servos as well. This past August at the Urchin Jamboree, we released the GY701 gyro. You'll notice that it looks very similar to the CGY750 flybarless system. This again is an awesome gyro. Absolutely the best gyro on the market out there. Everything is set up through the little controller. You don't need a computer with it. You don't need any kind of programming cards or anything like that. It's all done right here. Available with the gyro and governor combination, or just a gyro or just a governor. Awesome system. So that's what we've got from Futaba. You want to take a look at Real Flight now? Let's wander all over here. We just did our latest release of Real Flight. This is Real Flight G5.5. And some new features in it. We've got 2 different ways of towing gliders up, both an aero tow and a bungee launch. We've got a sky grid system that puts a grid work pattern up in the sky, so that if you're practicing aerobatics, you can check your symmetry, you can help yourself get used to drawing straight lines, things of that nature. We have really improved the helicopter physics, updated them in a big way. We've put an overhead kind of map view in the system now, so that if you're flying in the first person mode and you get lost, can't find your airport, you can pop this little map up and it'll show you where you're at. Added timers. We've now added also a turbulence system to it. So we've always had wind speed and direction. Now you can make it even more realistic by inducing turbulence, which is fully adjustable. So it's much more realistic, just like you're flying outside. Your airplane gets bumped around just like you would if you're flying outside. 2 new combat games, both Dead Ringer and Hardcore Combat, so pretty exciting stuff in G5.5. Well folks, we appreciate you stopping by the HobbyCo booth. Thanks for stopping by, and enjoy the rest of the show.
With Castle here. Thanks for coming by. We're at iHobby 2010. Got a lot of things to show off. For your airplane guys, we've been working on extending our existing ICE line of controllers. The ICE are great for everything up from 50 amps all the way to 200 amps, and from 8S all the way to 12S. So what you're looking at right there are the ICE lights. And what we really recommend these guys for are the applications where space and weight are critical. So pretty small subset of the planes out there. The real go-fast fiberglass sailplanes and pylon planes. If you have any space at all, and most of the electric planes these days do, we really recommend using these guys because they go all the way up to 8S, so it's a much better investment for you. And the heat sinks do make them just that much more durable. What you're looking at right here are the 8S versions. These go to 32 volts. They come in 50, 75, 100, and 150. That's the new one for this show, is the 150, and a 200. All of them have data logging, and we can show you some more about that in a few minutes. These are the 50 volt controllers, and they come in 40, 60, 80, 120, and 160 sizes. These are awesome in helicopters. These are the controllers of choice these days. You can see over here we've got some sample helis. This is a 550 size helicopter, and really for all helicopters larger than 450s, our controllers all have BECs in them except for the HVs, which do not have BECs, but our standard 32 volt controllers have BECs. But I do want everybody to be sure that they understand that helicopters larger than a 450 size class can draw quite a bit of power from the BEC. Each one of the servos, some servos can draw up to 2.5 amps a piece. So if you've got 4 servos working on this thing, that's an 8 amp draw. And the last thing you want to have happen is that you run short of amps on your servos in flight. So what we offer as a product is the BECs. We've got the CC Beck and the CC Beck Pro. And the CC Beck unit, excuse me, is good up to 6S, and it has a 10 amp peak output. That's not a continuous output, that's a peak. For those of you running on an HV setup, we have the CC-BEC Pro, which is good up to that full 12S input, and it has a 20 amp peak output, so it'll handle 10 amps all day long. So for the larger Helis, what we really recommend is, if you choose to use a BEC, would be the CC-BEC or the CC-BEC Pro. So keep that in mind for your heli guys, and also for the larger sport planes. You see the big jet we have in the background. Certainly you wouldn't want to try and power that off of a BEC. You've got such an investment there. A controller BEC, all right? You've got such an investment there. A little bit of added security goes a long way. One of the cool things about our BECs, and in fact some of our other controllers, is you can use the programming card, which is a relatively new product for us, and you can just plug your throttle line in there, and once you get that going, you have lights across the top and lights down the side that allow you to work this grid. There's a little button here, believe it or not, and you can click through and set things very easily. You don't need to have a computer at the field or even in your workshop. So this works great when you're assembling planes and you solder all the wires together and that prop spins backwards. This is just great. Now, if you do want to get into the higher settings, we have what we call Castle Link. All of our controllers use this, and it gives you access to just an amazing array of functions here. One thing that we're best known for is our helicopter software. And so if you go in, you can pick the throttle type, helicopter, and governor mode. A lot of guys really do want to use governor mode because it keeps your head speed stable as your battery voltage decays, allows you to do some amazing aerobatics and things like that. We've got this thing set up almost as a wizard, where once you enter your motor and gearing information, you know, it asks you how many teeth are on your main and on your pinion, what's the kV of your motor, how many poles. Once you put all that information in there, you can actually type in, I want 2,000 RPM on throttle setting 1. I want 2150 and 2300 on settings 2 and 3. So you have stunt 1, stunt 2, and idle. Okay, well that's great. Where do I set my radio? Well, if you look at this, what we'll tell you is for throttle inputs up to 50%. So what that means is all you have to do is set your throttle to trigger a flat line anywhere up to 50%. To get mode 2, you're between 50 and 99, and for 3, you're somewhere above 99. So we actually tell you what and how to set your radio up. Now if you choose a head speed, we'll tell you this is a good head speed for your motor setup, and that, you know, your motor will be capable of doing it. It's a nice efficient setup. But if you pick something that's crazy, and you know, I'm just going to go nuts here and put in 3,000 once I learn how to work this little computer. If you put in there a number that's just not going to work, too slow for proper gearing at 400 RPM, and then if you click it again, it's too fast for proper gearing. You click on the info, and we'll go ahead and explain to you the head speed you have entered will not be a good setup. Your speed control will be operating at 170% of full throttle, which obviously isn't going to work. So we do our best to guide you through the setup to ensure that you have a successful program and take that much off your back so you can enjoy flying on Sunday. So that's the basic Castle philosophy on everything. Thanks for stopping by, and look forward to seeing you out at the field.